my compost stinks. There are lots of reasons that your compost may stink, starting with food scraps. So the very first thing that you need to remember about food scraps is when you're collecting them, to stop any odors when you collect them in your collection cart, you really want to keep those covered with a little bit of wood shavings or a light layer of sawdust. And then the next step is when you're getting ready to put your food scraps into your pile, you'll want to make sure that you cover those right away with your carbon sources, whether you want to use wood shavings or straw or leaves or whatever your carbon sources are, you want to immediately cover those. And then with anything else, a lot of it is your odors are going to be contingent on your compost process. So if your compost process is out of whack, you're going to have varying odor issues. So excess moisture is one of them. Water is very heavy. It's going to get rid of a lot of the air, as Kat said. And also it's going to kill off your moisture, your organisms if you have too much water in there. Water saturation is not a good thing. So you'll need to add some carbon materials and probably turn your pile. If there's not enough air, you have inadequate porosity, and that's also going to make your compost smell. So if you have a rotten egg smell, and all of these are in the composting troubleshooting matrix, so we've got for you, and I think we're going to put that in the chat, and also it's going to be on the website. But you can go through the matrix and it'll tell you exactly some of the reasons for compost smells. So a rotten egg smell, for example, means that there's probably anaerobic activity. Either your whole pile has gone anaerobic or there's pockets of anaerobic conditions. And that just means that you're going to need to turn your pile, fix it because it's probably too wet, maybe add some more carbon materials or more dry amendments, or turn it because it means that there's oxygen lacking. Anaerobic means not enough oxygen. It's creating anaerobic condition. Or improve your airflow if you're doing an ASP system or if you need to turn your pile. So if you have odors generated after you turn your pile or while you're turning your pile or moving your windrow, for example, you still have anaerobic conditions, and either the pile inside is anaerobic because it's maybe too much, not enough porosity inside, or there are again pockets. So it depends on where your odors are coming from and when it's coming from. So if you have odors like you have piles of water or puddling because we had a lot of rain, that could be that the puddles itself are emanating the odors, and it's called leachate, and that's a really smelly condition. So it may not be your pile, maybe those. Excessive pile size can mean that it's too much mass and there's not enough airflow. So your odors have something to do with your overall process, whether your temperatures aren't rising enough, that's an indication that there's something wrong. If you have anaerobic conditions. So that's probably why your compost is smelling. It's not a normal process. So depending on what kind of pile is, the smell is, and that's going to be indicative of what you need to do to fix that. Carbon is usually the crux of the matter. So if you don't have, and if you have too much moisture, carbon will be a crucial thing to add and then to turn, whether your particle sizes are not right and it's creating not enough porosity within your pile because your particle sizes are too small and they've beaten down. So that can cause odor. One of the best things to remember is the diversity of carbon sources is a really good way to manage your pile better and to eliminate or reduce those piles, reduce those odors.